Hey everyone. Okay, today we're gonna make chocolate chip cookies, but it uses pudding, so I have it as chocolate chip pudding cookies. I'm gonna double the recipe today, but I'm gonna read it off like I'm not doubling the recipe. So then you can follow along if you want to when you're videoing it or whatever. It doesn't really matter to me sometimes because I always put the recipe in the description, so, and I try to write it on my videos. So we're gonna start with a whole pound of butter. I'm sorry, there we go. So this might be difficult. Okay, 2 sticks of softened butter, and then you want 3/4 of a cup of a brown sugar and 1/4 cup of white sugar, and then a box of vanilla instant pudding, and then 1 teaspoon of vanilla and 2 eggs at room temperature. Now I usually take my eggs out the day before and I just let them sit, and they're fine. Nobody's gotten in sick or anything like that. I know people have a problem with some things like food staying out. I don't do that. I mean, I'll eat pizza the next day if it wasn't put in the fridge. It's just who we are. We've always done it. We're fine. If you don't do that though, I think you could get sick if you don't do things like that. So I thaw my meat in my sink overnight, put it in the fridge in the morning. It's usually still kind of frozen a little bit, so it's never hurt us. I've always done it. My mom did it too. So just for those people out there. So then you're gonna do the 2 eggs, and I usually crack them in a bowl so I don't gotta worry about shells, but not today. I didn't do that. I meant to, but I didn't because I got a million things going on. Taking off for vacation soon, and that's why all this stuff's on the counter right now. I don't know if you can see it, but I'm getting ready to pack personal things that I have to have in my backpack, and then I'll be packing my suitcase today. I'm super excited to go on vacation. Anyway, so I put the butter and eggs in and start getting them whipped up. Mix them up a little bit together before I add the sugar. My recipe says to just add it all. Add all the first 5 ingredients together and everything, but I've learned a lot just baking in the last 6 months. Man, there's an art. There's an art to it. All right, and then that, and of course I do grab my spatula. Hey, these are really nice too. I like the with the cup, and my husband bought me these at Amazon, off of Amazon for Christmas. There's some little ones. There's a cake spreader frosting thing. I don't know what that is, but it's pretty cool. And then a flat one, and yeah, these are just really nice. But I really like the little scoop in it because I can use it for rice. I can still serve with it, so I like that. So I'm gonna add the sugar. I'm just gonna add it all. All right, we're gonna mix on low. Get it combined. That's what I do. I just kind of mix it, and then I'll turn my thing up a little bit more and get it kind of whipped. But I like to scrape the sides. This thing, I usually use my hand mixer because I can control that better. But since this is a double batch, it gets hard to mix at the end there. So, all right, there's my sugars. Now I'm going in with my pudding. And this ought to be interesting because I didn't have 2 vanillas. I thought I did. I had one vanilla, and so I'm using cheesecake. So we'll see what that's all about. And then we're gonna mix. These are really good because they fluff up too. I mean, they stay soft for a long time. And when this is all done, I'll tell you a quick reason why I use this recipe and not Nestle's Whole House. Cause, okay, so real quick. Back in the day, when I was raising my kids, I could not make a chocolate chip cookie to save my life. They would always turn out flat, and I just was so distraught over it. I think it traumatized me. So anyways, so I even bought all fresh ingredients, thinking maybe one of my ingredients was too old, usually like this baking soda. Oh no, that wasn't it either. For some odd reason, I just can't make that recipe. It just doesn't work. Now I can make cookie bars out of it, which are really good, and that's, you spread it in a 15 by 11 or something like that. 2 tablespoons, 1 tablespoon of vanilla. And then you bake it off, and that's really good. The cookie bars. But anyways, yeah, so finally, I knew a lady when I was someone's mom when I was young, like 9, had made cookies like this, and I never knew why I just loved her cookies. They were just light and soft and puffy. Anyways, yeah, this is why, because she adds pudding to the recipe. So, I didn't follow my own rule there. That's okay. My vanilla went everywhere. All right. So we got that all mixed. Kind of scrape down a little bit. Get it in there. Off of there. Yeah, that's the only thing. I don't know if I prefer this mixer or the one that flips back, because I used to have one of those and I gave it away because I ended up having 2 and gave it to my niece because she didn't have any. And I regret that on my end. I don't regret that on giving it to her, but I do. I'm glad I could give it to her, but I miss it because it's hard to get around this, paddle sometimes. So, but it's still a great machine and I really like it. I would like to get the ones I've seen. I don't know, it's a bowl and the mixer's inside, and it's just, I'm like, that is great, but it's a little spendy for me right now. But one day, if I'm meant to have it, God will let me have it. All right, we're gonna put our flour in, and if you're making one batch, it is 2 1/4 cups of flour and 1 teaspoon of baking soda. So here we go. I'm gonna just put it on low. And I should have a little thing in here, but that's okay. Just slowly add it. You can totally add it all. I mean, it's not a big deal. You just don't overmix when it is all the way in there. But I find this is good to add it in at a little bit at a time. Most recipes do say that. I hope you can hear me. My machine's kind of loud. Get that off of that middle one. I've been working on pizza dough. I think I got that down all right. I want more flavor in it. That's what I'm working on. I got the dough down pretty good. It's the flavor. I don't have a peel or nothing either, but I did learn something this weekend, so I will be doing some pizza videos when I get back from my vacation. I hope. I always say that, I do videos and I don't like them and I don't post them. But I need to just post them. I don't know. I just get all, I don't like where I was standing, or I don't know what I'm doing, or, sometimes my microphone, when I was trying to use that, doesn't work, and yada yada. Alright, I'm going to turn this up a little bit and knock that off of there, the ball that's... Oh, maybe not. Okay, we're going to have to do it by hand. That is alright. It's February already. Jeez Louise. We've had this trip planned for a long time, but... And it seemed like it kind of drug, you know, since I think we booked in like June. So it's been a long time coming, but I am so excited. And we're going for a wedding for my niece. And I'm super excited for her and him. And I can't wait. That's going to be so sweet. So nice, beautiful. Okay. All right. You can hear me babble. It's babble time. Oh, remember, Jesus loves you. I've also been going to church, and it's been the greatest thing in my life. And God has worked some stuff for me. Wow. Just wow. That's all I got. Just wow. And, yeah, so, you know, any questions, put them in the comments. I don't know everything, but I'm learning a lot. I'm reading, the Clear Word. It's put together really cool. You read, Genesis, you start in Genesis, but then halfway through that page, because you read a book a day, or a chapter a day, and it's all marked so you can read this whole thing in a year. Excuse me. And then halfway through you read the story from Genesis, and then it switches over to the New Testament and starts talking about Jesus, and it kind of ties Genesis and Jesus together, or the story that you're going to be reading first, and then Jesus coming in and how he, I think, practice, you know, how you're supposed to practice what God told us in the beginning. So yeah, it's just, I love it. I am a reader, and I love a good story, and wow, you know, I've heard these stories, but it's different when you're ready to hear it, really hear it. You know, it's different when you're reading it for yourself, and it's just great things. So anyways, back to the cookies. All right, I'm gonna spin this just a little bit more, and then we'll add the chips. Ooh. Make sure everything's combined. And it is what it is. What do? You know, I used to have my husband mix it for me. Because by this, that was before I had a KitchenAid at all. It would get too hard to mix it at the end to get the chocolate chips in. So I got a gigantic bag because, you know, I'm making a double batch, but it actually calls for 2 cups of chocolate chips. I would just use a bag, you know, the smaller bags, but like I said, I'm doubling the batch. So pour some in, let them in. Okay, I gotta get that off of there again. That's all it does, is just collect on the middle. That is kind of, that's why I think I like that other one. I'll have to like work my butt off and just get one. And I'll put a link to everything I talked about in the description. Because like right now, I haven't looked at that thing because it's kind of out of my reach. So right at the moment, but you know, I do write a want list. I have for a couple years, on a reader board, or not a reader board, on a, you know, a whiteboard or something. And you know what's amazing is through the year, I get to cross some of those off, and I'm like, wow, I never thought I'd get that. That was $400. I thought that was just gonna, you know, be something it'd take me a while to get. No, it comes. You just work and pray, you know. But those are wants. Those aren't needs. And that's why I'm patient. I got it. Like, I want a dog. I'm ready for a puppy. But God didn't think that it was time. I had something set up, I thought, and it didn't go through, and I was very bummed. But, you know, I'll get one when God thinks I need it, because I was going through a rough patch there after Christmas. I just was tired, I think, just stressed and tired, and yeah, so, anyways, I want a puppy. All right, we're gonna mix these in, and then I'm gonna chill it. You don't have to, but I'm going to. I don't normally, but I gotta go. I got things to do, and so I'm not ready to bake these off yet. So, I'll be back when I decide to bake them off, and I'll show you what they look like. Happy life, and God bless you all. Hey, so I baked those cookies off, and now I'm going to show you. And first, I'll see if you can see the difference. I baked some on a silicone pad, and then I baked just like one batch on just parchment paper. So I can't tell the difference. Let's see if you can. So these are the two different batches right here. And I can't tell the difference except for the fact that this one is the parchment paper. This one is the silicone. These are also silicone. They're smaller, of course, you know, as you can see. I think these spread out a little bit more than these. These took a little longer than these. But I like the silicone pad, and they were saying that they don't brown. They work just fine. I thought they were fine. They browned a little bit too much. See right there, you know, hello. Anyways, there you go. And that's what these look like. They're beautiful cookies. They're nice and plump and full and delicious. And like I said, they stay soft forever. So there you go. Chocolate chip pudding cookies. Have a good one.